All right. Hey, how's it, everybody? It is 5 p.m. West Coast time. And let's see, I'm going to go out on a limb and think that it might be 2 p.m.? No, 3 p.m.? 3 p.m. Hawaii time. This time change is going to kill me. 3 p.m. Hawaii time. 8 p.m. on the East Coast, 7 p.m. for our Central Time folk. And I happen to know we've got a Central Time folk in the house already. Darlene, so good to see you. Saying hello to me, Mad Statter, and the Chatterbox Crew. It looks like Gina is also in the house, and Piccola T coming in from a rain-soaked flag football game watching Grandma. Wait, hold on, what? Your grandma is playing flag football? Or you're the watching grandma of the flag football? I kind of hope that it's your grandma that's playing football, actually. That might be really, I don't know if it'd be fun to watch or dangerous to watch, but I see you're a soaked flag football watching grandma. You're the soaked grandma, but no flag football. Just watching it, not playing it. I get it now. Words are hard. Words are jarred. That's right. And they don't come fresh anymore. They only come from a jar or a can. And when the words are jarred, they're just not always appropriate for what you're trying to say. All right, then. So, now that we've had that little bit of a babble, why don't we get the party started and we'll talk about what we're going to do today. Okie doke. Let's do it, shall we? Boop. All right, there we have it. So, first things first, stupidly, right before I started the stream, I opened a fresh bottle and I took a swig. And now I feel as though I must burp. So, if suddenly I go mute, you'll know why. Looks like we have got a grandpa in the house. Hello from a warm, lazy grandfather with a dog on his lap watching football and old Fear Factor shows. There you go. That is the way to do it. I will, when the Bobby Shaney, trust me, we'll all, when the time comes, it will be let out and we will all know when it happened and what it was that just happened. But right now it's just bubbling under the surface, as it were. Elaine, so good to see you here. So let's see here. All right, Rick, you're still locked out of your Twitch PC, so either on the phone or YouTube for you. No problems. We are, as per our usual, on both YouTube and on Twitch. Gina is here. I think Shock is here. I've got the Twitch moderation stuff up as well. So, Rick, if you just want to hang out on YouTube and, do what you need to do over there, that is totally fine. Fingers crossed, we won't even need the moderators to be all moderationists, but you never know how that is. And I'm so sorry that you got locked out of your Twitch on your PC. I'm assuming that was last night. You were trying to get everything organized so you could watch the Barbie movie on the big screen, because we knew that YouTube wasn't going to let us play Barbie for very long. And about 3 minutes into the movie, YouTube caught on to our plan real quick, and so put the kibosh on that. I want to thank everybody who hung out last night for the Barbie movie. And big thumbs up to the kids that were troopers watching it all the way through last night. Next Chatterbox at the cinema is going to be a little bit different of a flavor than Barbie. It is going to still be a female-centric movie, only this time it's going to be Coraline. So we did pink, and now we're doing black, basically. So an about face in tone and color of the movies, as it were. So it'll be a little bit darker themed than what we watched last week, although one could argue there was a darkness to some of those Barbie themes. But that's not what this stream is about. This stream is about all sorts of things, like Rick and Darlene having gone to Lake Michigan and providing us with videos. I was going to show that the last stream, but didn't get around to it. And also, I'm learning new, I'm literally, as of today, downloaded some new video editing software. And so this stream of videos is quite literally the very first thing I've ever done with this video editing software. And let me tell you, there's no video editing. This was literally just learning how to import files, put files together, and then export the files. There's no corrections. There's no fanciness. There's no polishing. There's no nothing. It's just videos 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, all smushed together into one video. But I'm very excited about learning this new software because this new software is a little bit more powerful than anything else that I've used before. So after this stream, I plan on doing some tutorials, and hopefully we will all benefit from the knowledge that that I'm trying to learn, basically. And exactly, Poppy Shaney, when you fly over the Great Lakes, and especially Lake Michigan, you're amazed at how big they are. Dude, seriously, I couldn't get over, and we'll talk about this with the video. I couldn't get over two things with that video that Darlene sent. First off, how flippin' blue the water was. I mean, like, it was so flippin' blue. The Puget Sound has a tendency to be kind of a green scope in the waterness, black even. Not a lot of blue going on in our darkness, our water darkness. And it was like almost looking out on Hawaii because there's no landmass as far as the eye can see on that horizon. Whereas in the Puget Sound, there's nothing but little islands like right over there and right over there. You really can't look out over an expanse of water in the Puget Sound without seeing some landmass not that far away. Even though the water is incredibly cold and deep and salt, there's still, land right over there. So yeah, I'm very excited to see that. And Lake Michigan is big and over 1,000 feet deep. Yeah, clearly, yes. And Rick, what software? It's the DaVinci video editing software. It's free. I'm still cheap like that. But I've been told that DaVinci is a pretty good software, especially for its cost. And looking at it in comparison to the softwares that I have been using, it's way more... I'm gonna have a lot to learn, actually, is all I can really say. Like, it's way more. I don't even know what it's more of. It's just more. And, let's see. Okay, so but going back to the Trooper Kids and Barbie, Alice enjoyed the Barbie movie. She told Mom all about it when we dropped them off back home. Excellent, excellent. That makes me very happy. And, let's see here. And we do, let's see. So Darlene, yeah, I've heard that the Great Lakes have surfers, when it's windy enough to produce some waves. I've totally heard of that before. And I've seen video of waves that, I mean, obviously the wind has to be there to make them, but yeah, they're waves. All right. No two ways about that. And Picolati, honestly, Mr. Picolati says Puget Sound is green-gray because it's reflecting off the cloud cover. No quote him, though. Honestly, that's always been my interpretation as well. Between the green trees and the gray clouds, it just makes our water not blue over here. I don't know. And let's see here. Shock, wait, what? What software? The DaVinci stuff? And Gina, yeah, okay, so they use the DaVinci, your friends there, use the DaVinci to edit. Awesome. And yeah, I've heard good things about it. I think Shock uses it. I feel like she's mentioned it, but, and so let's see here, Rick, DaVinci video editing is free, sounds good to me. Yeah, exactly. You've got some cabin videos to stitch together. Well, yeah, DaVinci's free, and don't look to me to train you how to use it, but I do know that YouTube has plenty of videos to train you how to use it. So that's where I plan on, that's what I plan on learning tonight when we're done here. And luckily though, Shock apparently has the free version of DaVinci and has some familiarity with it. So as per usual, if we have questions, Shock will probably be there. Just be like, here's your answer. And let's see here. Darlene, they're in full insulated bodysuits, the surfers, when they're surfing and windsurfing. Yeah, because it's not like white. Oh, honey bunches. Yeah, I think that even in California, they wear not the full ones, but they wear bodysuits. And in Washington, it is the full neoprene gear as well. Totally. You can't not. You can't not. And so let's see, what am I missing here? Shock is telling Poppy, I just spent an entire weekend fighting with some NASA person's personal PC. Oh, okay. A NASA person, their personal PC that had super issues. And they didn't give you the power brick, so you've been charging it up off of USB-C, which takes hours for a few minutes of work. Yeah, that seems a little silly. Let's see here. And hold on. Shock, you'll get one video transition crossfade and almost no audio capability? Is that what you're saying the free DaVinci has? Bacola T, apparently you need code to use DaVinci software. Bad joke. That was a funny joke. That's a funny joke on a lot of levels, right? Because first off, code is what you need for computers. And then there's the DaVinci Code, right? See, I thought that was quite witty. I thought that was really funny. And Shock, of course, taking you at your word. I'm all thinking it's a joke. All right then. Let's see here. Oh, you can't do audio effects, but you can change volume. Well, I don't even know what an audio effect would be. So, I don't know. I don't really know if that's going to be a problem because I don't even know what you're talking about. So, there we have it. Seems like I won't be too concerned. I won't even know it's missing because I won't even know. Actually, I suppose what a video effect or an audio effect is like the Friday the 13th, you know, sort of echoey effect after well, I can't even imitate it, so just never mind. All right, well, now that we're talking about DaVinci and all that it does or doesn't do, and all that I do or don't know what it's about, let's go through here. And first off, we're going to look at the little photos that we got from Rick and Darlene's adventure on Lake Michigan. And then we'll look at the Fancy Pants video that is not Fancy Pants at all. It was my first video on DaVinci software, and boy, oh boy, it really was just a case of I'm putting this one first, and then this one, and then this one, and then this one, and then now they're all together, and now I'm going to export them as one file. By the way, figuring out how to export it, that was kind of a nightmare. There's a lot I don't know. But anyway, okay, oh, they show the whole menu, but all the cool things are grayed out. Got it. Shock, it's a rocket. Oh, is that what that was? See, I didn't click that button. See, you see, there's a lot I don't know. But we're not going to talk about what I don't know. We're going to talk about what Rick and Darlene had to offer. And we've got a Rickfoot on the shore of Lake Michigan. And then we have got all sorts of stuff. A lake terrace tube, except for that's not how you say those words at all. And 100 feet above the lake is 670 feet above sea level, which frankly seems kind of low, considering how far inland you are. But alas, and now these pictures, this lake trip was brought to us by the Schlitz Autobahn trails or something along those lines. And let's see here. Yes, it could be a black scarf type session for the tech. Precisely, exactly. And, oh my, it looks like if you're reading the chat right now, this is a tech session about things I don't even know about. But the Schlitz Audubon, these are all the trails that they've got to offer that Rick and Darlene climbed up and down. Now, this is obviously Lake Michigan lakefront. Tiny little waves, blue horizon on the, that goes off forever. Like I said, there's like no land masses and stuff. It's just water. That's big flippin' water right there. All right, so these are the little pictures that we got. Now, let's look at the little movie.
Boop. Truly on the shore of Lake Michigan. Rustic trails, pretty trees. So far haven't seen any animals. Heard birds, but haven't seen anything really. Very woody, very secluded. There's benches to sit at and rest along the trail, so there's Rickfoot up ahead. Don't go there.
Well, I can stand in front of it so it's a shadow.
This is your bench, Molly, waiting for you. Now upwards. This will be a climb, but good exercise. Whew, we still got a ways to go and I'm already tired. We're at the Audubon Schlitz Center, Wild Trails, up at the top of the tower, overlooking Lake Michigan. Pretty far up high. Very windy fall day. But nice and sunny and about 56 degrees, so not too cold.
All right, so that last bit that I lingered on, that was actually on purpose. I held that last frame for a bit because, God, just look at that water. Just, woo, flat and blue as far as the eye can see. So very different than what I'm used to seeing over here with, you know, I do have an inland sea. It's considered, you know, the Salish Sea is considered an inland sea, as it were, but we have got land masses way too close to have a view like that. That just is incredible. And you know, Darlene, what is really funny about that bench on the path in the marshy area, the longest relationship that I've ever had was with a gentleman whose last name was Maloney. So even though that bench said Molly Malone, one extra letter and it could have been my bench. So yeah, Molly Maloney was at one point a name that I could have ended up with. So, so that bench is more mine than you even know. And yeah, I don't know if it has its own Nessie, but I do think that there is, I feel like there's a lake in, isn't there like a lake in New York that has its own Nessie, as it were? Its own little monster that they think. I feel like this was a Jeopardy question not too long ago. But I think we have a lake in the United States that has our own Loch Ness Monster, or our own version of the Loch Ness Monster. Anyone? Does anyone know what I'm talking about? A lot of times people don't know what I'm talking about, and that's okay. In fact, that reminds me, this last Sunday, no, today's Sunday, this last Wednesday, Rick quoted me as saying, on Sunday I'll know what I'm talking about, because you guys didn't know what I was talking about, and I didn't really know how to talk about it. But I found what I was talking about, and it was called, let's see, it's a thing called the hug sleep. Do you guys remember on Wednesday I was talking about a little cocoon blanket to sleep in? It's like, it's not a weighted blanket, but it's like a huggy blanket. Yes, Lake Champlain. I think that's the one I'm talking about, is the one in Lake Champlain. But wait, Shock says that there's Bessie, and that's Lake Erie's cryptid. So then the Great Lakes do have one. Okay. All right then. Poppy Shaney, you can do a show on unique last names. For example, the oral surgeon who removed your wisdom teeth was named Dr. Slaughter. Oh no, that's not a doctor I would want to go to. Not at all. But that reminds me, the county that I grew up in, Kitsap County, was originally intended to be named Slaughter County after a very famous Army general that was in the area. However, the Army general was in the area to fight the Indian Wars in the Puget Sound, and as it turns out, there was an Indian whose name was Kitsap, and Kitsap killed Slaughter, and so my county was named Kitsap County instead. Fun fact. But okay, so we've got Champ in Lake Champlain. Thomas the Turtle is coming in with that, and then Bessie is the Lake Erie cryptid. All right. And Gina, there's more real evidence for the existence of Rickfoot than the Nessie. True, we do have a lot more photographic evidence of Rickfoot. And let's see here. Picola T, you had an 8th grade teacher who almost married Mr. Fellow and Mr. Short. Her name was Long. So it would have made a funny hyphenated name. Mr. Longfellow, Mr. Longshort, or Mrs. Longshort. That would be funny. That would be bizarre. And let's see here. We had a Dr. Proctor at NASA and a Dr. Murder in the same building. So what, they were trying to figure out how to create a murder? Let's see here. We've got the Ogopogo on the Okanagan Lake up by me. Really? I've never heard of that. Yeah, Shock, exactly. If the lady with the last name Long married a guy whose last name was Shore, that would work too. Mrs. Longshore. Dr. Murder, though, yeah, I don't know. I mean, can't be any worse than Dr. Slaughter, can it? But you guys, what I was talking about on Wednesday, just so you guys know, sometimes I do know what I'm talking about. On Wednesday, I was talking about this thing that was on Shark Tank. It's like a sleeping bag, but it's not a sleeping bag. And it's just a little cozy blanket. And, oh no, Picola T, you knew a proctology resident whose name was Dr. Finger. Oh no. Well, actually, if you guys, I wish that this was a joke, but it's actually not. We had neighbors in my neighborhood, and their oldest son decided to, be a doctor, and he went in the direction of OBGYN. In fact, he's a very important OBGYN on the east side of Seattle right now. But he had to change his last name. I mean, he didn't have to. But his last name was Dick. So Dr. Dick went into OBGYN. Yeah. Needless to say, he changed his last name to West. So, yes. So Dr. Finger, Dr. Dick, these are maybe some doctors that need to think about changing their name. At least one of them did. And yeah. I agree, Shock. He definitely made a good choice to change his name. In fact, actually, the funny thing is his entire family changed their last name when he changed his last name. Because they were probably all tired of the jokes. And so it was just sort of like, I'm guessing, I don't know this obviously, but I'm guessing they were all a little bit thankful to have a reason to like jettison that name, and we'll all carry forth with the same last name from here on out. And so, yeah, they're the West family now instead of the Dick family, but they used to be, yeah, it used to be, and let's see here, Gina, your father has a dermatologist named Dr. Spot. Now that's cute. That one you keep. And, let's see here, Philip K. Dick didn't make the name safe for public use. I don't know who Philip K. Dick is. I just don't think that the last name Dick is a good name for a gynecologist. I just really don't think that that's a good name for a gynecologist. And oh no, Poppy Shaney, this was always our joke with our neighbors, that the dad's name was Harry. And here you go. The veterinarian where you grew up was Dr. H.D. Summer. His real name was Harry Dick Sumner. Why would they do that? Why would his parents do that? Why? Did they not hear themselves say it out loud? Did they not hear themselves? That just doesn't even make sense. Oh no, Elaine, your surgeon was Dr. Grief. That's definitely a questionable last name for sure. All right, Gina, we'll be here. And yes, Thomas the Turtle, I didn't know. I figured that the Okanagan Lake was over the border in British Columbia. Because I'm familiar with the territory. We have it. Okanagan Territory is actually in Washington State as well. But I couldn't remember the lake, and I was thinking, I feel like that's in the Okanagan up on the other side of the border is what I'm trying to say. Up there in Canada, where my mom was from. And let's see here. Thomas a Turtle, Captain Major got promoted to Major. Well, at least his last name was Major instead of Minor, right? Major Minor, come here. Or that just would be silly. And let's see here. Shock, the word dick didn't actually start to get pejorative until the 1880s. Well, right, but I'm guessing that the veterinarian dude was born before the 1880s. And as far as not the insult, I still think it doesn't matter if it was an insult. I still feel like, just as a descriptive term alone, I just don't really know. I just question his parents' decisions. That's all I'm saying. I mean, obviously, he had a good family. He went to veterinarian school. Veterinarian school is very difficult to get into. He was a smart lad. He overcame many difficulties, such as the name he was burdened with. And Let's see here. Tim Allen, the comedian's real name is Tim Dick. Does not surprise me at all. Yeah, I mean, it is. I mean, Andy Dick was a famous comedian. It's not like the last name hasn't been used, but the guy going into OBGYN thought better of it, and frankly, I can appreciate that logic. And so let's see here, Elaine. I went past the Okanagan Lake, but didn't see any strange creatures. The gift shops had so many novelty products for sale. Yeah, exactly. I wonder how many people really have ever seen it, or if it was just a ploy for some merchandise money. And Thomas the Turtle, I've never eaten spotted dick, but I have seen it in a can. And it actually, I probably would eat it. I mean, it looks like it's just a moist cake with like what, black currants in it or something like that. But I've never had it. Has anybody? Have you, Thomas, ever had that poorly named British food? I think it's a dessert, right? Yeah, it's just a pudding. Yeah, it looks like it's pretty tasty. Yeah, with things in it. Yeah, totally. It looks like I would eat it. I mean, yeah, a little bit of a British fruitcake, so to speak. Only it comes in cans. Right, yeah, I've just seen the can. Hey, Andre, good to see you. Yeah, I've just seen the stuff in the cans. I don't know. In fact, does it come not in a can? Does it? Never mind. I don't. I'm assuming you can make a homemade one, I guess, right? I mean, but it just sort of seems. It seems like it'd be moister if it came from the can. And oh, how lovely, Shock! They made you your own little gluten-free Yorkshire pudding one year. That sounds good. And Yorkshire pudding, unlike Spotted Dick, which is also a pudding, they're definitely not the same thing, and neither of them are the type of pudding that we call pudding here. So if you guys aren't familiar, Yorkshire pudding is basically like fried dough fried in beef grease, and it's served as a sort of a side bread, greasy side bread to British Sunday roasts. Okay, so that's the Yorkshire pud, right? And then you've got your Spotted Dick, which is your dessert pudding. And dessert pudding is actually really redundant because pudding in England is pretty much dessert. So it's like kind of a cake. And then most of us here in America know what our pudding is, which they, I think, call custard. So, you know, things like that happen. And yeah, exactly, Shock. Wondrous, delicious, greasy pudding is what Yorkshire pudding is. It really is. It really is. Elaine, I just don't know if I'm going to read this out loud, but here I am. I'm going to do it. Would be interesting if the Spotted Dick came in a tube that you could squeeze, or, you know. And Thomas the Turtle, the hottest ever mild Indian curry in Cambridge is imprinted on your brain. Yeah, I don't, when it comes to England, there's two things that, it's kind of ironic. England is known for bland food, without a doubt. But, two things. Their mustard is nothing, well, it is something to sneeze at, actually. Their mustard is so flippin' hot, it puts any of our mustards to shame. So, mustard is not bland in England. And their curries are also not bland in England. I'm afraid of their curries. I'm afraid of their mustard. Mostly because of the heat. The curries, well, if you've hung around here long enough, you know I'm not a fan of curries, so whatever. But it's the heat. And yeah, don't give me a vindaloo and tell me it's mild, because vindaloo, by definition, is not mild. And just because they put sugar in some of their curries doesn't mean that the sugar or that the curry isn't going to be hot. But also, I don't really like curry, so remember, I don't really like curry. That's the overriding thing right there. And Thomas the Turtle, I don't know if it's the horseradish or what it is. I just know that English mustard, very, very hot. I've had many people tell me that from experience, and unfortunately, I've made that discovery myself as well. And so, yeah. Thomas, yeah, Indian curry makes fire come out of your ears. Yeah, that doesn't surprise me at all. At all. And so, let's see here. Darlene, you're not a big fan of curry either. Maybe you've just not had a good one as of yet. Yeah, exactly. And well, you know, it really just depends on your spice flavor profile. For me, I absolutely cannot stand fenugreek. I just do not like fenugreek. And fenugreek seems to be a part of almost every curry spice blend you can possibly make. Doesn't matter if it's hot, doesn't matter if it's mild, doesn't matter. It just, as far as Indian curries go, fenugreek is like a huge part of that flavor profile, and I just don't like it. I just don't like it. And so, and yeah, curry does just mean spice mix. Yeah, that's exactly it. But a lot of curries, you know, have a vague spice mix Vindaloo has a certain amount of curries, a certain number of spices that are expected to be in it, etc., etc. And for me, fenugreek, which is a very common spice in all of the curry blends, is just gross. It's just gross. I don't like them. And Thomas, you had curry lamb shank stew today. Love curry, all colors, red, green, yellow, orange, Indian Thai, yum. I like the golden curry. Japanese golden curry doesn't bother me. They don't have fenugreek in that spice mix, and it's generally not common to use coconut milk with the Japanese stuff. Yeah, shock. I like the Japanese. You do like the Japanese brown one. I think when I say golden curry and you're talking about the brown curry, I think we might be talking about the same thing. And one of them is, I know that you can get spicier levels. Obviously, I don't get the spicy one. But yeah, the Japanese curry, I don't mind so much. But the other curries, yeah, not so much. So see, Andre, right, it's funny, you cannot stand golden curry. Right, see, you don't like golden curry, but you like the other curries. I don't like the other curries, but I like golden curry. So there's something that's going on there. There's clearly a something, right? And for me, I've pointed it to, it's the fenugreek that's in the Indian curries that I just don't like. It's the coconut milk in the Thai curries that I just don't like. And so it's I don't know, because curry is basically nothing but mix of spices, it's such an inaccurate way to describe what you like or don't like, for sure. And ultimately, curries really, when you look at them, all it is vegetables, sauce, seasonings, and sometimes meat, which is what we call a stew. It's just that they use different spices in their stews, because basically what we're talking about here is all different versions of a stew and the sauce that is on the stew. And so, I like Japanese stews better than I like the Indian stews. And so let's see here. Pork cutlet katsu curry is the bomb. I've never had katsu curry. And oh, shock, interesting. Your husband once made a kind of curry to take to a chili cook-off. Well, in theory, I mean, it kind of, it's a stew, right? As long as it's got the flavor. And shock, your Burmese coconut cream sauce would qualify as a curry, but no fenugreek, and it's no malicious and not dangerous. I don't know what no malicious means, but I'll let you use that word, especially if you tell me what that word means. And Elaine, okay, right, you can do Indian curries but not Thai because the coconut milk makes you run to the toilet immediately. There you go. I hear that. Hey, Pussycat, so good to see you here. We are, nom-alicious, like yum, 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 I'm gonna nom-nom. All right, I get it. And so, let's see here. Coconut milk and water kicks some people in the inners. Yeah, Yeah, you know, I had some leftover food that apparently I wasn't supposed to have, and last night, yeah, let's just say last night was an interesting night. I created a lot of greenhouse gases. I felt like I was harming the earth. I felt like the ozone layer got a great big hole in it above my house last night, and we'll just leave it at that. But yes, there was a lot of global warming going on as I was laying in bed last night. It's a really, really good thing I'm single. I mean, maybe not every night I feel that way, but last night I was very happy I was single. All right, so now that we're getting a little bit goofy, I want to go back to something that is also goofy. I chose this, I chose this. Oh, you can't unsee that now? Well, Pocola T, just wait. You're not going to be able to unsee this either. So, last Wednesday, I was talking about this sleep pod thing, and nobody knew what I was talking about. So I went online, and I found what I was talking about. And here is a review of one time, or this one, it's a review of what I was talking about. And so if you, can't get the image of the global warming above my house out of your head, you know, keep this in mind.
Joe here, Southern Coast Cooking, coming at you, doing kind of a funny video tonight. There's something called the hug sleep out there. It's been on Shark Tank and stuff like that. Basically, it's like a big old sock for yourself to sleep in. I love a what do you call it, a weighted blanket. This is like the summertime issue of it. So we're going to try to put this bad boy on. Let's see here. Hug, sleep, whatever. Let's see. I ordered this joker off of Amazon. Let's see. Now this is the Move version. Apparently there's some way I can keep my feet out here. I'm gonna show y'all what I can do. I can get over here. Get over. Whoa. See. I can get on the bed somehow. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. One over here. And yeah, but you know, you're all nice, snuggly, and whatever you got. But yeah, I thought that was pretty neat. This is the hug blanket. It was on Shark Tank. They didn't send it to me. I had to pay for it. This thing was like $80. But thought this was pretty cool, y'all. And look, you can kick your feet out of here if you had to. Hold on a second. Let's kick your feet. If we need to go to the bathroom or something like that, just run out of here. Got our feet kicked out. All right, that's it.
So I know that was, I realized that, part of the humor is, making fun of his body type in getting in and out of that, off and on the bed, but he posted that knowing full well he looked like the oaf that he looked like. So I didn't feel bad laughing at him because he posted it to laugh at. I think we all know that. For those who couldn't understand him, basically he was just saying it's like a weighted blanket, for the summertime. You wrap your body in it, and it was on Shark Tank. Everybody seemed to like it. And, yeah, apparently this thing is very popular. To me, shock, exactly. Some people benefit from feeling swaddled. the people on Shark Tank like really loved this idea. They got all up in it. They felt it was super cozy and comfy. I want to say that one of the Hamajan gang, Devin, owns one. She loves it. Now, to me, it seems like a flippin' nightmare because I can't even deal with sleeping in a sleeping bag, let alone something like that. Like, no. And Pacola T, is Saturn dropping hints? No, I am not. Although, actually, Pacola T, am I dropping hints for Christmas gift exchange? I don't know how much those things cost, but if they're reasonably priced, they might be a funny gift for a white elephant. Because, like, some people would really want it, and other people would just be like, what in the flying fork am I supposed to do with this? And so it might actually get some odd traction at a white elephant gift exchange. Now, like I said, I don't know how expensive these things are, so, and a lot of the white elephant gift exchanges have dollar limits, so I'm not saying that it's a really good idea, but you know, it actually could be. I mean, it's gender neutral, right? You know, it's age neutral for the most part. I mean, I guess you probably don't want to give your 87-year-old grandma that where she'll get tangled up in it. I mean, what a flippin' nightmare that would be. But yeah, good if it's a 2-person size for honeymoons. There we go. And let's see here. Definitely not for the claustrophobic, though. There's no two ways about that at all. And so you get in a blanket on the edge and start rolling like a burrito. There you have it. That is how you swaddle your own self. But when you've got the hug sleep pod, you don't need to it, right? Okay, they run anywhere from $69 to $104. Not a good plan for a white elephant. White elephants are usually a lot cheaper than that. Okay, so that was a really good idea in theory. Never mind. And let's see here. Yeah, Shock, I've totally seen someone selling the giant blankets, so you can burrito yourself up in them. As a person of size, I like the idea of a giant blankie. Because, yeah, sometimes blankies, they look really big, but then, like, you get under them, and it's just like, I take up more space than I thought I did. So, let's see here. Shock, you should see if your dog likes the Thunder shirt. Well, yeah, is your doggy poo a little bit stressed about things and stuff? Because I've heard that they can be very helpful for some dogs. Yeah, exactly, Shock. You think that blanket will be great, and then suddenly your toes are sticking out, and you go curl up, and your bum's got a breeze going to it, and it's like, well, wait a sec. I thought this could cover everything's. But no, I'm still sitting here being cold. And, Pussycat, yeah, I'd rather have a weighted blanket as well. But see, the thing is weighted blankets, I think, are, well, from my experience, they're all a little bit hot, right? So, like, I do like the idea of a weighted blanket that could be cold or keep you cool, or that's cooler. I don't really know what I'm asking for. And so I could see how that sleep huggy thing could maybe work like a weighted blanket, but cooler. But I can't even bring words to it. It just doesn't. Yeah, I don't like it. And so, Shock, your doggy poo does have anxiety. She seems to do better on days we walk, so looks like we walking. Right, there you go. So, and Shock, you gotta say, since you got fired, your anxiety is down, so maybe Ellie needs to get fired. That's right, you're fired, Ellie. You gotta just stay home and do some things. Yes, I would like to sleep under ice trays, basically. You got it. You absolutely got it. And, Darlene, yeah, your handicapped nephew benefited from weighted blankets and thunder cuddle type wraps. Yeah, totally. It really, it can help when you have sensory overload, overstimulation. For sure. Those, I've definitely heard that that security is very soothing for folks that need it like that. And and Andre, a cool weighted blanket is basically called a weighted net. You might have a point, my friend. You might have a point. All right, so let's see here. I wanted to share with you guys. Can we switch gears? Can we do a daily moment of cute? If you are friends with me on my Facebooks, you'll know what one of my newest obsessions will be, whatever. There's this family. They live in Washington State. I don't know where. It doesn't matter where. But they live here. And they're snowboarder people. And the mom and the dad are both snowboarders. And the mom and the dad had 2 kids. Well, okay, wait. The mom had the 2 kids, I guess. But the dad helped. Either way. They're the cutest family ever. They have a 5-year-old daughter and a 2-year-old son. And I've fallen in love with them. And I wanted to show you guys some videos of theirs. And I might get copyright struck because this is content from another YouTube creator that I didn't have permission to use. But it's not my content, and I'm not admitting or saying it's my content. This content is the absolute flippin' cutest of cute that ever did cute. And I just feel like I had to share the cute. And so, you guys, let me see if I can find it. Wait, what one's this? All right, I don't know what this one is, so we're gonna check. Hold on. Oh.
I'm not scared. I'm a little scared.
Okay, I remember now. Sorry. Okay. We're gonna start over again. Shock, you're immune from human cuteness? Cute kids do push-ups just like everyone else? Well, you know what? I can appreciate your logic, but just watch.
I'm not scared. I'm a little scared. I won't fall. Maybe I will. That's okay, 'cause we all fall. Just waiting for you to scoot out of my way, Dad. Touching trees, Dad. Just floating around a surfing wave. Not hitting that tree today. Sweet. That little snowboarder's crushing it. Get on, go! I'm afraid of falling, but if you fall in pow, it won't hold because it's just like fluff snow.
It's like a big marshmallow.
I'm gonna fall in a big marshmallow. I'll show you the way we usually take through the trees. I was. Good morning, America. 'Cause I was awesome. Wee woo! Wee woo! Flutter, flutter, like a fast moving butterfly. Winnie, spinny. So we're not gonna run into those people. Fast mode! I'm sneaking some side power. Singing a foreign song. Singing a note. Singing in perfect. Let's go down this big old hill. Oh. I can make it. I'm making it. You see me rolling, hating. Catch me riding dirty. I'm a Stegosaurus.
Okay, so, yes, there was a cat on the mountain, Shock. You missed it. There was a kitty, and she was petting it for just a minute. But then, all right, so that's the one. But that's, okay, so that's the one video, but then, check this out. So that's the cat, that's the little kitten, not the little kitten, the little kid, being all, you know, awesome. So this one, though, is her dad taking her, Andre, that kid is a good snowboarder, and here's why that kid is a good snowboarder. Check out what her dad did.
The stream bed that snakes its way down through the forest, and it gets bumpy and it gets windy, Is that something you want to try?
Yeah, I love bumpy, windy tree head.
Yeah, a little stick. Good job going around it. Toe. Maybe stop. Yep, you can do a heel to stop if you need, or a toe stop. Very good. And then you see where it goes here?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah! Winding on the banks. Isn't this fun?
Yeah.
Left here, and I'll help you down this part.
Why?
Unless you want to just snowplow down it.
What way do you go now? This way or that way?
You just kind of heel over that edge to the left so you miss the rocks.
Root! I found a root!
Nice job. Yeah,
Whoa.
you can choose a couple different paths, whatever one looks the most fun to you.
This one looks fun.
Might need some toe up here. Very great. Woo, that was sweet.
I got it, I got it, I got it.
Oh, you're gonna have to hippity hip.
Towards down this big hill?
Yep.
Okay.
Yeah. I might need to help you here.
No, I think
Oh no, this is good. This is okay. Oh, actually, hold on. This is the place I was supposed to go the other way, so I'll have to help you. Come on down. I'll help you here.
Do other people go down here?
Yeah, I meant to take us over to the other side, but this is where we're at, so we'll lower ourselves down.
Okay, Dad. I'm ready.
Yeah, you can. I'll catch you. You can run into me, kinda.
You promise?
Yep. This will just be a slow slide on our butts, all right?
Okay.
There's rocks and stuff you can push off of it. Yeah, we'll try to get us down. Okay, you can lower. Keep on my butt, and I'll just lower us down. All right? You good? A little further. Make sure you're kind of touching me. You good?
I got a rock.
Okay, come on, lower if you want. Eventually.
I'm sorry.
Yeah! Wow, that was brave. See, that side would have been a lot better to hit or to come down up here.
Yeah.
That was good. Good job. Not letting that phase you too much. That was a little scary.
Now what way do we go? Look at that, Dad.
What?
That big hill.
This is fun. You can even do a little jumpy jump.
Ooh.
But wait, there's more. That's the older sister. And the older sister is super awesome. And then look what the older sister is doing now.
And I want to spend some time with you. Just the two of us. We can make it if we try. Just the two of us. Just the two of us. Just the two of us. Building castles in the sky. Just the two of us. You and I.
So she's already teaching her little brother. Little brother is not quite 2. And this is the little brother doing it on his own. And this will be the final cuteness of the day. But here we go.
Good job. Nice. It's a little tricky with the pow, huh? You want me to make you a line? Yeah. And you can follow this line. And I'll go down there and catch you. Hold on. Woo. You are already coming? You're doing it. Put your hands out and bend those knees, and then you can scooch towards me. And keep your eye on me. Yeah! Nice! That was awesome. You did it! You did. What, do you want to keep going? Very awesome.
He's like, Mama, on my own.
He's so stoked. He's talking about how he just did it on his own. He's so proud.
And that, my friends, is how you end up having cute kids by being awesome parents. I'll tell you what, dude. Andre, exactly. It makes you want to learn how to snowboard, doesn't it? They make it look so easy. So not easy. They make it look so easy, don't they? But, yeah, Dad is so proud as well, you can tell. And you know what? He really should be. Because, as you can see, his older daughter was kind of a badass. I mean, I definitely, you know, don't want to put pressure on her or anything, but I mean, can you imagine what kind of a shredder she is going to be when she's 15 years old? Exactly, Picola T. I'm not crying, you're crying. I know. I mean, it is the most wholesome flirpin' channel ever. So just so you know, these content creators are on YouTube. Their channel is called Chasing Sage. Sage, I believe, is their older daughter's name. And they've got all sorts of videos. A lot of videos on the mountain. Well, pretty much I think all their videos are on the mountain. Some of them are on mountain bikes. Some of them are on snowboards. Clearly, this is an outdoor family. Clearly. But they are taking risks with their kids that are really age-appropriate risks, although, well, okay, some people would say they're not age-appropriate risks. Taking that little girl down the side of the mountain where they ended up doing the wrong turn, I have no doubt that, like, a lot of parents would have been very unhappy with Dad at that point. But you saw everything that he did and how the girl dealt with it. She didn't end up, I mean, she was a little bit scared. You could hear in her voice when she was doing the initial drop, there was like, you know, she was nervous, but then she overcame it, and, you know, and her dad praised her for it, you know, acknowledged, like, that was kind of scary, you know, and she, you know, played it off. But, you know, I mean, like, having her exposed to those trials and tribulations, and then guiding her through them, you know, is such a great way to build up the confidence in your kids. And honestly, when you're going to be on the mountain, the last thing you want to do is doubt yourself. You kind of do want to have that confidence in yourself. And so, I just think it's so, God, they're just so cute. So, yes, so if you ever want to just sit around and watch cuteness, Chasing Sage is the channel that I just stole from, basically. I'm not gonna lie. I just snagged that off of the interwebs and decided to editorialize it based on its cuteness factor alone. And hey there, Deb Case, good to see you from Kentucky. Not gonna stay long. That's all right. We were just talking about a cute family that none of us belong to. They live in Western Washington, the White Pass area, I believe, and yes, they're a family of snowboarders who are teaching their kids to be just as good at the boarding as they are. And let's see here. Also, so let's see here. It is getting to be the top of the hour, as it were, and so now that we had our cute break, I suppose we can have sort of a Lono listening break, only it's not quite a Lono listening break. Instead, today, or yesterday was Veterans Day, and I don't particularly have a lot of videos that are appropriate for Veterans Day, but I do have one video that's probably more appropriate for Memorial Day, but we're gonna show it anyway. So this is a video that was created a couple years ago using the very first video editing software I ever tried to use, which was the simplest version of everything. I'm now on the third video editing software that I'm trying to use. I'm learning it starting today, but this was way back in the day, and this would be our little Veterans Day video. So let's take a ride through the National Cemetery in Kent, Washington for the heroes of our service. All right, basically the resting place of many of our servicemen and women.
launch of another space shuttle. Once again we'll put man into space. As he floats amongst the twilight, he'll look back and say, oh my, what a human race. While the heavens look at us, we're sleeping, and we'll dream up our own paradise. We'll float over mountains and valleys. The oceans, they are so nice. We've traveled through sunsets for centuries. We're amazed at eclipse of the moon, and looking back at 1975, those days gone by too soon. Then the astronaut looked out of his window, and he prayed as he floated through space. He said, God, will you ever forgive us? My, what a human race. It's the launch of another space shuttle. Once again we'll put man into space. As he floats amongst the twilight, he'll look back and say, oh my, what a human race. Tausania, Tausani, Okona aina, imikai kana, ya Yesu
All right, there you have it. Thank you so much for your understanding. I realize that that video is much more appropriate for Memorial Day than Veterans Day, but alas, we use what we've got. And Darlene, I'm curious, you say, Darlene, your sister's husband is in the Veterans Cemetery. They put flags on every site. It's a sight to behold. Flags as far as the eye can see. I have to ask, Darlene, now they do that, I'm assuming, only for Veterans Day and perhaps Memorial Day. That's not an everyday thing, right? Are the flags always out there? Or is it just for the holidays? And oh my goodness, I can't even imagine having to put those flags out there on every single grave. Andre, thank you so much for gifting all of these subs to all of the folks, Mama Sean, etc., etc. All these people that I have not seen here for a long time, but I'm super stoked that they've now got access to all the good emotes. Thanks to you, Andre. And Darlene, okay, correct, only for the holidays. Got it. That must be a sight to behold, though. I mean, I don't know if the cemetery in Kent is typical of size for the national cemeteries. I can only assume the one in the Presidio is not as large, what with it not being in use perhaps anymore, in use that is being added to. The one in Kent obviously is continuing to be added to, but the one in Kent is huge. As you could see, we drove through, that video was literally just the drive through the main route. Like, there was, obviously, I didn't ever go take a side loop into further areas. So just that driving through the Kent National Cemetery took 3 songs. So, you know, that's a big plot of land that we drove through there in that video. I can't even, and you saw all of the headstones. I can't even imagine how that would have looked with, although I'd be willing to bet, I wouldn't be surprised if, now that I think about it, 4th of July, Memorial Day, and Veterans Day, probably that cemetery that was in that video might do the same thing. I might need to go get some footage on that. As a general rule, though, I'm, saying that out loud, it's like, well, I might, but then again, I might not. I very specifically did not take that video. That video was taken in the spring, but it was very specifically taken before Memorial Day. I wanted to have it ready for Memorial Day, if I remember correctly, but I also didn't want to go to that cemetery on Memorial Day or Veterans Day. And now that I think about it, the 4th of July as well, because those are days that families are going to go there for their personal reasons. And there's no reason for a looky-loo like me to be driving through getting video footage. That's a little bit crass. Even, I might be crass, but at least I know when I'm being crass and I know when not to be, and that is not a time to be crass. So, I would like to see it, but I don't know if I ever will. And, okay, Rick, scouts and volunteers put out the graveside flags. All right. That makes sense. I mean, no pun intended, but it would take an army. Come on, there's a lot of, like I said, I don't know how large the cemetery is that, Darlene is referring to, but I can only assume as a national cemetery, it's probably sizable. And yeah, that's a lot of, that is a lot of flags. And Andre, they still add people to the Presidio National Graveyard. Oh, kind of assumed that it, space is limited, right? I kind of assumed that it was already, they were full at the inn, I guess is what I kind of thought. But I guess no. Okay, so they actually still do add people to the Presidio National Graveyard. But yeah, they have the bigger one outside, south of the city. That makes sense. That totally makes sense. And Andre, you were mentioning Colma, the City of the Dead. I don't know where Colma is. It's obviously just out somewhere in the Bay Area, it sounds like. And that's where they moved all of the San Francisco graveyards over to Colma, and now Colma has more dead people than live people. I kind of want to go to that city. I kind of want to go check that out. I think that is an odd claim to fame, and I really want to go visit the city that has that claim to fame. I don't know why that just fills me with glee. So do they have like, are all the graves that they moved, are they marked still? Did they move the gravestones? Like, tell me more about this city of the dead. Which is very strange, I guess, but I'm a very strange person, so there you have it. There you have it. And on a completely different note, but sort of not really, we're talking about, you know, things in the ground, right? Graves in the ground. I know, this is a weird... Oh, Pussycat. Yeah, that is a weird emoji. And Colma is just across a hill from San Francisco. Oh, just, you know, that one hill that's in San Francisco? It's across that one hill that's in San Francisco? Oh, I know where you're talking about. Yeah, the one hill, Andre. The one hill in San Francisco. Mm-hmm. The one hill. Yeah. So, let's see here. They really didn't move all the graves. Some are under buildings and things. Yeah, yikes. Okay. All right, Dev, gotta go. No problem. Go give your doggy poos a little scritchy scritch. Have yourself a good evening over there in Kentucky. And we're gonna wrap things up in the next 10 minutes or so. But on a different note entirely, because things are scattering and I'm thinking about the ground, basically. Iceland, you guys. Iceland is about to explode. Iceland, not the entire Iceland island, but this little area in Iceland that's famous for what's called the Blue Lagoon. It's some hot water bath springs, some hot springs, etc. on the south coast of Iceland. They are about to have an extraordinarily huge volcano eruption that very well might ruin the town. It's a town of like 2,000 or 3,000 people. They've been evacuated since Friday, but right now they've got earthquakes that are literally tearing the ground apart. And so you don't want a necropolis in this town. You don't want Colma to end up like this particular town in Iceland. These ground arrangements just revealed themselves in the last like 48 hours. And so these are new developments, these new hills, valleys, and crevices that are showing up. And I gotta say, I would be very uncomfortable if something like this suddenly happened in my backyard after an earthquake. Because I've been in a big earthquake before, the kind that shakes you, the kind that rolls you, the kind that really moves you around. And it's terrifying, but nothing would be so terrifying as seeing the actual earth rip open. Yeah. No, I can't even imagine. But let's see here. Wait, hold on. Pussycat, you're saying that they built I-4 over an Indian gravesite, and they say that they see ghosts on the road all night. Wouldn't be surprised. And yeah, Darlene, those are some huge cracks, and would not want to have to deal with that. Right. And let's see here. So Andre's coming in with more info about Colma. Most of Colma's land is dedicated to cemeteries. The population of the dead, not specifically known, but speculated to be around 1.5 million. Oh my God. outnumbers that of the living by a ratio of nearly 1,000 to 1. Oh my god. Oh my god. Wow, that's crazy, dude. That is crazy. And I'm very curious. So San Mateo County, San Mateo... I don't remember where San Mateo is exactly in reference to San Francisco. I keep wanting to think it's... My brain keeps going to San Rafael, but San Mateo and San Rafael are not the same thing. So, yeah. And Darlene, scary. I'm glad I'm not anywhere near anything like that. I don't know if you mean the City of the Dead in California, the I-4 in Florida, or the scary land in Iceland. But I'll tell you right now, I'm with you on almost all of them. I still want to go to Colma, though. I want to check that out. Yeah, Iceland. There you go. Yeah, I mean, it's got to be terrifying. I just, but luckily, though, you know, luckily, the populace there is fairly compliant. When their authorities tell them, get the heck out, most everybody else got the heck out. Or almost everybody got out, from what I understand. And they have then been allowed back to, like, gather their belongings. Like, you're allowed 5 minutes, you're allowed 5 minutes, you're allowed 5 minutes. So they've been getting, you know, they've been going in and out of the town a little bit, but yeah, they say in the next, like, 48 hours, that volcano could there's magma movement, and there could definitely be an eruption that could kind of decimate the town, which, the Blue Lagoon is a huge tourist attraction in Iceland. That I don't know much about Iceland, but I do know the one thing. The Blue Lagoon is world famous. Like, even I know that. And so, yeah, did the Icelandic people anger the trolls? So hard to say. So hard to say. Maybe the trolls are coming up from the underground to teach them what, you know, what is up. And so, I have no, you know, I don't know. But, yeah, that crack in the earth. Exactly. I mean, look at, you know, look at that. That is not a tiny crack in the earth. I mean, that is a significant shifting of real estate. You know, I mean, really, like, it looked like it used to be flat, and now it's not flat. It's sunken, a valley, and that's more than just a pothole. That's gonna take more than just a little filler to get that one fixed. That is not just a simple pothole. But look, you guys, I mean, that looks like it used to be flat. Yeah, that is a fault line. Yeah, exactly. That's a fault line right there. Yeah, that crack looks like a plate shift, not just a minor split. Right, you would think, and it could be, but remember, this is also volcanic action that's going on, so volcanic action and then plate shifts aren't always in sync. You know, I don't know enough about anything to even guess. And exactly, Gina, whose fault? It is the Icelandics' fault, apparently. That's what it is. So, and yeah, that's a big old crack right there. Plate tectonics, yes, they are in action right now. But not just the plate tectonics, also the magma moving, the magma shifting, the magma rising, and potentially the magma exploding up to the surface and decimating the town. So, yeah, so I know that we don't normally talk about Iceland, but I figured since Iceland is a volcanic island and Hawaii is a volcanic island, and we talk about Hawaii a lot, why not talk about Iceland too? Because Hawaii is not erupting any more than it usually erupts, whereas Iceland is about to erupt way more than it usually erupts. And Puzzycat coming in with the 2-minute warning. That is right. Only my clock actually says 1 minute now because I babbled for an extra bit. All right, you guys. So we are hopefully going to see each other on Saturday. No, that's not true. Today is Sunday. We will hopefully see each other on Wednesday. And Wednesday, who knows what we'll chatter about, but that's what we're going to do. We're going to be here on Wednesday. And then Saturday, StatterBox at the cinema is going to be Coraline. So we go from a pink movie to a weirdly dark movie. And that's how we roll here at Chatter with Statter. All right, you guys, I want to thank everybody for hanging out today. I want to thank everyone for chattering away. I want to thank everyone for the subs, the resubs, the gift subs. And basically, I just want to thank everyone for hanging out, because we can't hang out, or can't talk about stuff unless we're all here to hang out. Gina, I'm sorry that you were not able to join us as much as you could today. I totally understand where you're coming from, or rather, where you were. I spoke a little bit of that earlier on the stream, not about you, but about me and the ozone layer above my house last night. There's a big hole in the ozone layer, thanks to me. All right, you guys, see y'all on Wednesday. Hopefully we'll see each other hanging around the internet sometime soon on a different place. But 5 p.m. West Coast time, Wednesday, Chatter with Statter. We'll see you then. Let's be there. All right, you guys, have a great day. Oh yeah, and Andre, happy birthday.